Dialogues from the past suddenly release, emerging in my brain. Monica was right. I should just... What did Monica do? I nail these words out letter by letter. The rest of the sentence gets loaded into my magazine one by one. She stops for a bit, then all of her emotions burst out uncontrollably.
I don't know.
Her tears strike my sight along with these 3 words.
I don't know. 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 I don't know.
She repeats these words like sleep talking as the mist from all over her body starts to fade. Millions of lines and curves shake along with it, sending her figure out of the window, into the abyss. Sayori, calm down! I reach out, trying to comfort her. Unlike the previous one, I feel a thorn-like touch on her back this time. It felt like a bunch of thorns, like a spear going through my heart. I look up along the hands that are holding the spear to find a pair of emerald eyes. She calms a little, no longer shaking as the details in her shadow become clear again.
She was there. She was always there. Ever since you joined the club. She was on the ceiling of every sleepless night. She was at the corner of the empty classroom where I picked up the materials for drawing posters. At the doorway. On the kitchen table. Inside my blanket. I couldn't figure out who was in the darkness at first, but it gets clearer and clearer. The voice said a lot of mean things to me.
I continuously replay the tip of the iceberg she described to me in her bedroom that day.
I don't know. I think I'm crazy. I'm seeing things that it wasn't Monica speaking. I tried denying it. But there was something else, a third voice inside my head. It welcomed Monica's visit, agreed with everything she said without hesitation. It took over my body, drove me away. I could do nothing but watching it, discussing me with Monica, to comment me, to reconstruct me. It had actually always been like this. I'm learning to live with it. Although it was mean, it won't listen. Always thought about taking control over everything. But I promised myself to get along with it, and we were making progress until...
Her voice becomes more and more unrecognizable as endless sorrow and tears fill her throat, making her unable to talk clearly. I remember that Friday. That was my first time discovering her unusual behavior. Then I told...
I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now.
I really want to know what did Monica say to her. But her streaming tears and hoarse sobbing is the best explanation. It's okay, I'm here. I'm here. You are safe now. Nobody's going to take control of you anymore. You are safe. I squeeze her hands, trying to warm them. I reach out to hug her, even though her body feels more meaningless than air. Still crying, she collapses to me, unsurprisingly goes through my body and lays onto the bed. Sayori?
Sore.
She's not responding, or maybe it's because I can't make anything out from her sobbing. I can see her body trembling, her back shaking. She clutches her head with her hands, disturbing her hair to a mess. After a little while, when the crying has finally drained her last drop of energy, her sobbing sound becomes lower and lower. Her arms fall to the side, and her fingers stretch from the grip. I look at her destroyed figure, and what's remaining of her soul. I want to say something, yet I can't. My throat hurts a lot. All of the air gets wiped out from my lungs. I can sense the blood being pumped in my head. Millions and millions of thoughts come across my mind. But I can't make out a single one of them. The only thing I see is her crying sound, echoing in my head, in my blood, echoing, echoing, echoing. We stay like this for a while. Then I slowly move away from her as I carry the weight of my heart, avoiding making too much disturbance to her shape. I crouch down to check on her. After confirming her asleep, I sneaked out my bedroom, gently closed the door. Then I tighten up every last one of my muscles before I fire off from my house. I run to the nearest hardware shop in the neighborhood at my maximum speed before buying a 10-meter-long climbing rope. It comforts my heart as the tip of the rope gets grilled to black by the fire. Lines and lines of plans are carved into solid concrete, then sink down to the bottom of the lake. I seize the rope in my hand, make my way home as fast as possible. Luckily, Sayori is still sleeping. I quickly pull my backpack over, clear my book out, and stuff the rope into it. I zip it up, let out a long sigh of relief before I collapse to the chair. I keep my fingers crossed, stare out the window quietly. The sky is fascinatingly blue. The remaining clouds all get pushed aside, except only one soft jet cloud flying across the whole sky, pointing to the far side of future beyond predictions. Layers of leaves fade from deep to light onto the top, melting into the moss within the walls. I hear the breath of tranquility. 1, 2, 3. I sit there all the afternoon, watching the shadow of the telegraph pole stretches as the remaining sunset illuminates the horizon to gold. Until the sparkling stars reappear on the night's veil, gentle breeze runs through struggling grass. Act 3. Can you hear me? We camped in the wild. Our tent was covered by the wet air of midnight. Moths wandered around our camplight as some rustle came out near the lake. We heard animals telling their night tales as wings rushing through the woods. Our body laid back at the entrance of the tent, feeling the uneven ground from under the camping mat. Dirt and shovel composed a symphony. Fluffy earth blocks rolled over to the strong roots aside. The diameter of the bit increased. I leaned to the warm steel handle against the trunk, erasing my breathless sweat. Besides me, there was Sayori, holding the aged aluminum box with her everlasting smile, which was wrapped with tapes over and over irregularly.
I want to take another look.
No, they said that it can't be opened once it is sealed.
Well, then tell me what you wrote.
Nope.
Maybe just a little bit. Please.
You can see for yourself after 10 years.
10 years? That's so long. Can I check it tomorrow? Next week? Next month?
Clanging sounds appeared in the pit, then turned soft and dull, until this short symphony ended beneath the texture of the shoes. My laptop screen illuminates as there's a message showing at the corner which says I've got a new email. Are you Hallie? What are you talking about? It's Natsuki. I finally decided to send a riddle-like letter to every possible address, telling them that a girl with short coral hair invites me to join the literature club. She's the vice president. Looks like luck is on my side. I reply to Natsuki to brief the situation and ask her to contact me on social media to make further conversation. Striking down the enter, I hold my chin while watching the words on the screen that have already been sent to the other side of the server. I wonder when she will it probably tried to say receive, yeah. Her reply letter comes in almost immediately. Looks like she's right in front of her computer. I go to check the profile link she gives me on social media. Oh god, that's hard to read.
Hallie, I can't believe it's really you.
Hey.
How have you been?
Scraping by.
Yeah. It's been like what? 4 years?
Yup. 4 years.
Where are you studying now?
You gonna answer her, dude? I'm still studying here, in our city. It's funny when you think about it. I transferred, abandoned the literature club. Yet somehow I stayed in this damn city, didn't dare to move on.
Did college?
I couldn't read it. It turned white too quickly. Well... We chat from nothing to everything. From our 7 days friendship in the subtropics to her college up above the 800mm precipitation boundary. From her same-kept literary habits to her new cupcake flavors. Even though the time we spent together will never outweigh the time we didn't, those days have been increased to a incomparable length inside our own memories.
It's just that she seems pretty desperate for some advices.
Okay.
At least she's not picking a fight for me again. As long as she respects my style and ideas in literature, it's fine.
Yeah, I remember that one. It was really good to finally see you get along with Yuri.
Look, Callie, it's nice talking with you again, but I know you didn't manage to find me just to play with some nostalgia, especially not after all these years. If you got anything to say, just say it.
I swallow. Yes. There's no point beating around the bush, so I'll cut straight to the chase.
I'm all ears.
I met Sayori. And it's her ghost, I suppose.
Callie, I know that you miss her.
No, just listen. It's not like that. I was going to my old neighborhood to deal with things, and I happened to pass by her house. Of course, it's all changed. Another family lives there now, I guess, but then I was going to take a walk that night, and she just suddenly appeared at my doorway when I was out, or about to head out of nowhere. I think it must have to do with the visit of her house. Some connections were made, or some connections were there.
Is this some kind of joke? It is a bad one, honestly speaking.
Why would I make jokes of her? I can probably joke about everyone else in this goddamn world except Sayori. It is her! I can guarantee you that! Sorry, I was a little off.
Fine. What's next? Can you two communicate?
Yes, that's exactly what I was about to say. She told me everything. Everything behind the scene.
No way. You mean the reason?
The murderer. It was Monica. She was behind all that. I don't know if you remember that Friday before the festival when Sayori left earlier. She was a little off, right? She wasn't smiling genuinely, and she even didn't want to talk with me about it. So I asked Monica if she noticed anything wrong. She then went to talk with her. You still remember that, right? You and Yuri were there too. You can ask Yuri. I'm sure she has a good memory. Monica told her a lot of disturbing stuff, and not just that one day. I believe on the weekend as well, when they were cooperating to make those pamphlets. Oh, on the weekend when we were preparing cupcakes. I visited her before you came. That's when she confessed to me about her depression. God damn it. I shouldn't just leave her hanging like that. I didn't know it was that serious. You remember that, right? When you were going to head home? In front of my courtyard. Damn it. She came too. Damn it. I really didn't know. What should I do? What was I supposed to do? I'm just an ordinary person.
Jeez, calm down, Hallie. You're losing yourself.
That's why I study psychology at college. I want to be a therapist. I want to help people. I want to know what to do when things like that happens. Sure, I made some jokes with you, but this is different, and you're right. I didn't came to chat just to play nostalgia. I didn't mean that talking to you or with you isn't good, but it's Sayori. Yeah, it's about her.
Okay, Hallie, if you're being serious, I'll be serious too. You sure this isn't a kind of afterimage? I've heard people can see things when they visited places that have a traumatic memory to them. You are studying psychology, so you definitely know stuff about that. You should go see a doctor. It's not good for your health. I'm not kidding.
No, I can't. Don't you get it? This is my chance. I could finally help her. I'll go see a doctor. I promise you that. But I can't waste time on therapy right now, because she's here. I don't know why did she appear, and I don't know when she will disappear. I'm scared not. We went walking just this morning. She looked so hard to recognize under the sun. And she told me about Monica when we found out about... I'll get to that later. She had a mental breakdown, crying, and her shape is flickering like hell. All that fog and mist. She's going to disappear any second now. I must hurry. I can't risk losing the chance. I'm really scared. I'm scared of losing her again. I mean, not losing, but fail her, rather. Listen, Natsuki. I'm very serious about this. I'm not joking. Believe me, maybe we did change after all these years. But one thing that stays is my care for Sayori. I would never make a joke out of her, even if I were crazy. And I'm far from crazy. In fact, I can prove her existence. She's sleeping on my bed right now. I could take a picture of her. I then turn to Sayori and take a picture instantly.
Why are you leaving her like that, you asshole? We're in the middle of the fucking November. Put something warm on her. And get her changed. Is this your care that stays for her?
I can't, okay? I can't reach her. Her reality. She's a ghost, for God's sake. I tried to get her some drinks. I want to make something for her to eat, but she can't. She can't even pick up the fucking fork. And those damn scars. Fuck. Just seeing her like this has already broken my heart, so don't bring it up.
Sorry, I didn't know about that. What are you going to do now? I mean... what can you do, given the circumstances?
I don't know. About anything. We're just walking, chatting. Chating. She said she wants to visit our high school. So I managed to pry out my old uniform. And I found the letter you wrote to me. You and Yuri.
Oh.
I don't even know about that. Or I don't even know about that. It's been like a million years ago since last time I wear my uniform in high school. Damn, I'm sorry, not. It's not like I don't want to reply to you, both of you. It's just that things are really rough for me during that time, and I really didn't get the chance to see it. If I ever know you sent me a letter, I would definitely reply. What a shame. It's worn out, soaked, and torn apart. Can't really tell what Yuri and you were trying to say. I'm sorry.
Don't be. Like you said, it's nobody's fault. That wasn't something we can easily handle, so it's all right. I'm guessing... this is how you managed to find me, right? I did leave my contact info at the end of it.
Yep, it's funny, actually. You know why I send a riddle-like question to your email? Because I figured out a number of addresses, not just one, but a bunch, so I can't decide which is which, and Yuri's is harder to tell.
Huh, told you she's a creep. I believe that's her mail address or something, not an internet thing if I'm remembering it correctly.
Yeah. It's okay, though, since you're in the same college, it would be easy to contact her.
So
yeah, I'm going to find Monica. I'm going to confront her. And then... I'll make her pay. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Do you know where Monica went after the graduation? Did you keep contact with her as well?
I didn't, in fact.
What about Yuri?
No. From what I know, she's not keeping contact with her either. I'm sorry, you know how the literature club ends. We were pretty much strangers after that. Maybe you can ask around the school? Teachers?
Yeah, that could work. And we are just about to wait there. It would definitely work, actually. I'll just ask the teacher who runs the club's records. I'm sure there's a Monica on the list. I'll tell you about it as soon as we make some progress.